So tell us why you attacked the old lady. Maybe there was what the lawyers call mitigating circumstances.
Yeah, like maybe that mean old lady wouldn't let go of her purse.
Or maybe she called you a bad name.
She call you a bad name? I think the DA would understand that. Might even give him a break.
I need a soda.
First-degree murder committed during the commission of a felony.
It's an automatic death penalty.
Does it grab your attention, Victor?
My throat's really dry. I need a soda.
Oh, diet okay?
That's all you got, sure.
You want a little ice with that?
Not too much, sure.
Okay. Let me see if I got this straight. That's one diet soda and not too much ice.
Yeah.
How about a broken arm with that order?
Oh, you got him upset.
What is this, man?
The newest in interrogation techniques. You've heard of good cop, bad cop? Well, this is bad cop, bad cop.
Hey, you guys can't touch me. Gentlemen.
Captain?
Officer, take him to detention. Come on.
2 citizen complaints in 3 weeks. And 1 on his way to detention, waiting to be reported. Now, that's exactly what I expect to find in your file, Aykroyd. But not yours, Sloan. What is happening to you?
It's been a rough month.
A rough month. A rough month. Gentlemen, when do we not have a rough month? You know, Sloan, I put you with this guy to straighten him out. Not for him to influence you.
Last time he was on the street, the Kennedys ran D.C. He doesn't know what we're up against. He doesn't give a damn either.
Seward.
She dead?
Yeah. Did you see anything? I just came on duty. You stay here and secure the area. I'll call the police. All right.
We know who she was?
Marissa Seward, one of Computech's technicians. Apparently, cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head.
What time do you think it was?
6 to 8 hours ago.
No, really. I'm a consultant with the police department.
It's all right. Let him in.
What do we got? No, we don't have anything. Steve and I have a dead woman and a lot of questions, some of which I'm going to ask Computech's owner. That's okay with you?
Reggie.
How did Steve end up with a guy like that?
Oh, Reggie's Steve's old training officer. He's been having a little problem lately, and the department asked Steve to try to get him back on track.
Nice assignment.
Mr. Carver, I tell you sure got a lot of high-tech stuff in this room. What exactly do you people do in here?
This was a clean room, a sterile environment where we recover and repair damaged hard drives. Temperature, humidity, and dust are all tightly controlled. Even the smallest particle can destroy sensitive information.
Was Marissa Seward doing anything particularly important?
Good question. I would never thought to ask that.
We had a rush job. DBC Insurance is under investigation for money laundering. So when the company deliberately crashed their hard drives, the Justice Department hired us to resurrect the information.
Where are the DBC discs?
Still on Marissa's workbench.
Tell me about your security system.
Well, for entry and exit, a right thumb must be placed on the scanner, which checks both print and pulse.
What happens if one of your employees has a gun put to his head?
Nothing. If the pulse of an authorized entity is outside a specified range, the mechanism will not engage.
Does the security log show anybody entering or leaving the room besides Marissa during the night?
Doc, we're trying to work here, please. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Did anybody enter after Marissa Seward?
No.
And the door wasn't opened again?
No, not until Carl came in this morning.
He's the guard that found the body?
Yes, Carl Jackson. He was doing his final checks before going off duty. Warren Decker was the second man on the scene. He was Carl's relief officer.
You know, this is a magnetic screwdriver. That's odd.
Screwdriver's magnetized, Doc. We know that. Thank
Well,
you.
you don't want to have a magnetic anything around a computer.
Anything magnetic will wipe the hard drives clean.
Did you find the magnet?
Not yet.
Doc, I really think we've got the situation handled here.
Well, I'm just trying to help.
I know. But when we need your help, we'll ask for it, okay?
That's enough, Reggie. Just back off.
I don't know. Unless you got any more questions for Carver, I think we're done here.
I'm sorry, Dad.
You don't have to explain. I understand. The man's just not a morning person.
Cause of death is cerebral hemorrhage. Apparently the victim's head was slammed into a computer monitor.
Nasty.
To say the least. Her core body temperature indicates that she died almost immediately after entering the clean room.
After locking the door behind her.
Excuse me. I'm just a little confused. I thought we'd already established the fact that Sloan and I are running this case.
Oh, and the man and I were discussing...
Aren't you supposed to be treating patients, or do you have a cop doing that for you? What's the autopsy show?
Cerebral hemorrhage occurring shortly after the victim entered the clean room, Detective.
Anything else, Amanda?
Yes, stomach contents for shrimp, pasta, tomatoes, things of that nature she apparently had for dinner.
There's an interesting thing here. Dead mosquito in those clothes. And it looks like it's full of blood, too.
Don't you have some vaccines to give, Doc?
You can drop the attitude, Reggie. We're all on the same team.
Don't you know they can hear you out in the hallway?
What's the occasion, Archer? You decided to spend your day off with the recently deceased?
The last time the chief gave me a day off, I spent it having my appendix removed. I'm taking over this case. You got a problem? Take it up with your captain.
Did you do this? But you don't make a couple calls and get me burned with pneumo? Is that what you did? Look, I need this case. Now, you know that.
My father wouldn't do that, Reggie.
Yeah, I know. He's got a lot of love for me.
Now that we have that settled, how about filling me in on the headlines, Dr. Bentley?
Sure, why not? The third time the victim died of cerebral hemorrhage, her head was smashed into a computer monitor.
I don't know why I always have to be the rape bait. You know, next time one of you guys can wear a wig and a Dolly Parton bra.
This is ridiculous.
What's that?
If we didn't have to babysit you, I wouldn't have been pulled off a murder investigation for a routine rape stakeout.
I'm approaching a clump of trees near the ranger station. Don't see anything yet.
And she never will. This guy isn't going to show.
No, just relax.
Well, that's really going to help. Motion boards are next week, and I'm babysitting a drunk. Give me that.
Hey. You think you're big enough to take it from me, Steve?
You know you're not going to find your wife and kid in that bottle.
Ooh, clever line. Did you write that yourself? You have no idea what it's like to have your family walk out on you and disappear.
You know, you're not the first cop whose spouse dumped him, Reggie. It's been a year, Reggie. Get over it.
And past the ranger station and nearing the bathrooms.
My wife didn't abandon me. Jack Sykes took Marcia, my daughter. He's got him hidden out there somewhere.
Yeah, getting his revenge. There's only one problem with that, Reggie. You've got no proof.
Well, why would I make it up?
Well, maybe because you can't face facts. Like your wife left you and took your daughter with her. You all right?
Yeah.
Call for backup.
Officers need assistance. All units in now.
Hold it! He's dead. Thought he had a gun. What are you doing?
Relax, it's coming.
This way! Suspect's down!
What happened?
They have the gun. Steve had to shoot him.
I didn't have any choice.
Let me understand how this went down. The suspect turned, pulled a gun out of his waistband, and Detective Sloan had no recourse but to defend himself and his fellow officers. Is that the story?
Yes, sir. There was no other recourse. That's the truth.
There's not a word of truth in it. If I wanted fiction, I would go to the library. Sloan, we all know what really went down last night. If I bring in internal affairs, they're going to fire you, arrest you, and prosecute you in that order. I mean, I even sent some civil rights violations here. Maybe I shouldn't stop at the IA. Maybe I ought to call in the feds.
Are there any other choices?
Possibly.
What does that mean?
Either one of you ever heard of the Last Resort Clinic, Ward 2 of Community General? Well, it's a relatively new program. It's sort of the Betty Ford Center, except strictly for cops with a substance abuse or an emotional problem.
I don't have any substance abuse problems.
No, but you've got plenty of the other kind. That's it. 90 days locked down in the Last Resort. Or else I'll see you in the courtroom with a public defender.
Your choice.
Sloan, Aykroyd. We've been expecting you.
And you are?
Dr. David Sinclair. I'm in charge of this establishment. You want to sign in and empty your pockets? Want to open up your mouth? Never know what you're going to find.
It's a nice place you got here.
Oh, yeah. Humanizing, isn't it? You're expecting something different?
I couldn't tell you. I didn't get a chance to peruse the resort's brochures.
Gentlemen, here's the story. 90 days lockdown. You attend 2 encounter sessions a day, afternoons and evenings.
Right.
In the mornings, you go to exercise and then testing. No drugs, no booze, no sex. If you get caught doing any of those 3 things, you're out of the program. They can face your consequences on the outside. Your bags will be returned after we go through them. Welcome to the Last Resort, gentlemen.
Anyhow, the law has it that way. That's the way it's supposed to happen.
Gentlemen.
Fresh meat. Fresh meat. Fresh meat.
Settle down, Delroy.
Hey, you'll have to excuse him. 10 years undercover with skinhead speed dealers has left Delroy a mite hostile.
I love being assessed by a woman, first of all, whose idea of a police procedure is snorting coke with suspects.
I was hoping that we'd all pass the show off stage. Have a seat, gentlemen.
You know, if you can't psychobabble better than that, none of us are going to get cured.
None of us are going to get cured.
Dad, what are you doing here? Dr. St. Clair asked me to come.
I tell you, Steve is the last guy I'd expect to end up in Ward 2.
Yeah, but Jesse, it's not something that just happened overnight. I'm sure it's been building over time.
Yeah, but we should have seen the signs, you know? I mean, we're his best friends.
Steve keeps everything inside. He's the one person I know that's been through so much and doesn't show it.
We still should have seen it coming.
Maybe it's because of the way we feel about Steve that we blinded ourselves to his problems.
Well, whatever was going on, I'm sure he had no choice but to shoot that guy in the park. You do believe that, don't you?
You paged me?
I'm assuming that means the autopsy report on Seward is ready.
Yes, but there's something else I want you to take a look at. Mark Sloan discovered a dead mosquito on the clothes she was wearing.
Uh-huh. I'm kind of in a hurry. The chief has got me on 3 other cases besides this one. If you could just give me the report.
So I spoke to a forensic entomologist who specializes in mosquitoes.
In his opinion, the deterioration of its corpse puts its time of death approximately the same time as the victim's. I'll keep that in mind. You got that report?
Detective Archer, that mosquito was filled with blood when it died. Yet there were no bite marks on the victims. Now, if the police lab could match the human blood and that mosquito...
Then I'd know Brad Carver killed Marissa Seward. But unless your dead bloodsucker can tell me how, I don't have time to listen.
Brad Carver, the owner of Computech?
He's trying to take Computech public, which would mean millions for him. But I've been checking the company books, and there are a few gaps that stink of cover-up. But how does that make him a suspect? He was having an affair with Marissa Seward. My guess is that she knew all about Carver's financial shenanigans and was blackmailing him. You just have to prove it.
And figure out how he got into a locked room to kill her.
Details. I still think Amanda's onto something with the mosquito. And I promise to keep that in mind. Now, how about coughing up that report? Blood from a mosquito?
Doesn't anybody believe in evidence anymore?
I do.
About 6 years ago, Jack Sykes and his brother, they were in these stop and rob convenience stores. And one night I was staking one out when they hit. Both of them went down shooting. I wounded Jack and I killed his brother.
What happened after Sykes was released from prison?
He showed up at my daughter's school. Marcia, my wife, she went down one day to pick Abby up, and Sykes was standing there holding my daughter's hand.
How did you feel?
I wanted to rip his heart out. But there's nothing I could do.
Why not?
He hadn't really crossed legal lines. I wanted to take a bath to him, but if I did that, I would have gone to prison. That's exactly what he wanted.
I take it your wife and daughter didn't react well.
Abby was a kid. She's young. She didn't understand what was going on. Marcia was a mess. We had a few problems here and there, but nothing we really couldn't work out. Bud Sykes, he made everything worse. He kept up the pressure. And he told me that he was going to take Abby and Marcia away from me. And I didn't believe him. You see, I thought I could protect them. And one day they were gone.
Couldn't they have left of their own accord? I mean, let's be honest. You weren't exactly the perfect husband.
But I was a good cop. And I would have found them.
Oh. Maybe she's better at running away than you thought. Can't stay angry forever. You just gotta let some things go, you know?
My daughter was only 8. Would you just let your wife and daughter go? Is that what you would have done?
I wouldn't have lost him in the first place. Sloan, you're in the barrel next.
I should be out there looking for them right now.
Well, this won't take long.
Really?
I've got nothing to say.
So then why are you here?
You tell me.
You resent your father being here in the group?
No.
Well, then why Were you so upset when you first saw him here?
I wasn't upset. Just surprised.
Aren't you a little embarrassed that your father has to see you here in the group?
Oh, he shouldn't be. He has nothing to be embarrassed about. I'm very proud of him.
Even after he murdered a man in cold blood?
He didn't murder anyone. The shooting was justified.
You know your son so well. You two have such a strong relationship built on mutual trust that you have no doubts.
None at all. Steve and I never have held anything back from each other.
How about it, Steve? You want to say something? Want to tell your dad about some of the stuff that you're holding back that he doesn't know about?
Come on, Steve, I'm here for you.
Yeah, well, sometimes that's just not enough.
Shouldn't have held back from your father like that. Family's important. I ought to know I don't have one anymore.
Saying I should have told him and the entire group what really happened in the park?
No, I'm just saying that you...
Listen, Reggie, when you figure out how to handle your own problems, then you can tell me how to deal with mine, okay?
Yeah.
Daddy?
Abby?
I've still got them.
Who is it?
You know who this is. You took my family, now I've taken yours. I've got your wife and kid.
Listen to me, Sykes.
Abby doesn't even remember you, and your wife wishes she could forget. Marcia says I'm a lot better in bed than you ever were.
Sykes? Sykes! That was him on the phone. He's got Marcia and Abby. I heard Abby's voice.
On this phone?
You see any others?
That's not possible.
Why not?
There's no dial tone. This phone's been dead for over a month.
Talk to him on this thing.
He did. I heard it ring.
I'm not imagining it.
What's going on here, Steve?
That's not too complicated. Somebody tried to call Reggie.
On a dead phone?
You don't have to take my word for it. As a matter of fact, you don't have to be here at all.
What have you come up with now? A murdered butterfly? A squashed ant?
We found a stain over here on the floor, and Amanda had it analyzed at the path lab.
Okay, so dazzle me.
Sugar-free grape jelly and organic peanut butter.
Congratulations, you've just solved the mystery about what the victim had for lunch.
You know, Detective, you really should take a look at my autopsy report. There was not a smidgen of peanut butter or jelly in the victim's stomach.
Marissa Seward was a top technician. There's no way that she'd be eating in the clean room anyway.
Plus, time of death shows that she was killed almost as soon as she entered the clean room.
Okay, but what does it prove?
Well, it proves that the killer is somebody Marissa Seward knew well enough to let into this room.
Only the door closes automatically, and it was never reopened from the inside. If the killer followed Marissa in, he would have been trapped inside with her.
I'm not saying he wasn't. All right, come outside, we'll show you. All right. Amanda, you be Marissa, I'll be the killer. Detective Archer, since they already have your thumbprint registered at security, you open the door, we'll go inside. Once the door has closed, open it again, go directly to the body, just like the security guard did, okay?
Okay. Dr. Bentley.
Travis. Okay, I get it, Hotshot. You were behind the door when it opened. Just like the security guard, you went straight to the body, and I slipped out the door before it closed behind you.
There's no way the killer could have gotten out before Carl opened the door without leaving his thumbprint on the security log.
And he couldn't have dragged the victim over here to use her thumbprint because of the security's pulse detector would have detected she was dead. He had to wait for a live person.
But what about the peanut butter and jelly stains?
Well, he knew it was going to be a long wait, so he brought along a little bite to eat.
That's why the mosquito is so important.
Why did I know this was coming?
Marissa Seward's blood type was type A. The blood I recovered from the mosquito was type O.
And the purifier here eliminates all the dust and the flying insects.
So the mosquito entered with the killer and Marissa.
It then bit the killer, and then before being crushed, landed on Marissa's clothing.
Detective Archer, we're not trying to tell you how to do your job, but you might consider looking into Computex personnel files for the employee blood types. It might narrow down your suspect list.
It could still be Brad Carver. He had no alibi the night of the murder. His wife was out of town. He claims he was home alone.
Like I said, you might want to look into the personnel files for the employee blood types.
Let me at least think. I'm still in charge of this investigation.
I just had no idea how much difficulties he was having.
You figured that your kid was fixing toilets for a living.
Hey, Sinclair, educate the guy. Trot out those suicide and divorce statistics for cops.
That's not necessary, is it, Dr. Sloan?
No, I know how hard Steve's job is. But what I did know that he didn't feel like talking to me about it.
You're not the problem here, Dad.
Well, then what is the problem? That shooting in the park, did something happen?
Yeah, a man died. That's what happened.
Well, it was self-defense. I mean, you had no choice. It was self-defense.
It was self-defense. Jeez, I don't know. I was there.
You want to be in the hot seat, Aykroyd? If not, this is Steve's turn.
What the hell are we all doing sitting here? Good God, if you want an audience, sell tickets. I'm gonna be outside looking for my wife and kid. You know something, Doc? You're pathetic. You're so damn desperate to talk to somebody. Would you talk to me? You got some advice for me? Go ahead.
No advice, Reggie. Just some truth. If your wife is with Sykes because she wants to be.
You watch your mouth, or I'll shut it for you. Okay?
So that's the way you talk to your wife when she says something you didn't like?
You leave my wife out of it.
Well, I mean, your wife is the whole point here, isn't she? Where were you when Sykes was stalking your family?
I was involved in a police investigation.
All right. Well, you could have had time off for that. But you were on duty. Now, how do you think your wife felt about that? A criminal stalking the family? You think something else is more important?
You're not a cop. You won't understand.
Your marriage was already shaky long before Sykes, wasn't it, Reggie? You know, maybe he was just what your wife needed. Somebody, anybody else to give her a little attention. And what a perfect way to get back at you.
You don't want to go there.
Your refusal to confront your responsibilities by hiding behind that badge made you a bad father, a bad husband, and ultimately a bad and worthless cop who ended up getting his partner and himself locked in this place.
Take it easy. Sorry. Right, I got it. Break, Reggie.
What's the matter with you, Reggie? Why'd you take on my father like that?
Therapy.
Stay away from him.
I won't hurt her.
You're the one I'm worried about.
You were so in love with your dad. Why didn't you tell him what happened in the park that night? Maybe you're afraid he won't love you anymore.
Steve. Steve, come here.
It was right here. It's right here. It talked to me.
What did?
It's right here. The doll, Abby's doll. It's like the one in that picture right here. It was right here. It talked to me. So.
Reggie, there's no doll. It's all in your head. Sykes doesn't have your wife and daughter. They left you, plain and simple. Accept it and get over it.
Phone call. We got the phone call. Now you heard the phone call.
Reggie, I backed you up because I'm your partner. I didn't hear anything, and neither did you. It was all in your imagination.
Steve, you gotta help me get out of here. Please, you gotta help me find Sykes and my family, please. Please.
Reggie, I don't even know if Sykes has your family.
Listen to me. You gotta trust my instincts. I trust yours. Please.
What's wrong, Mark?
The sessions haven't been going as well as I hoped.
Well, maybe he needs a little more time. Steve, I mean.
Which was that simple.
No kidding. Ever since that night at the park, he's just shut everybody out.
He sure has, and quite frankly, that scares me.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about the Computech case anymore. We figured out who murdered Marissa Seward.
Really?
The blood you found in that mosquito has a different blood type than the victim's.
And we also found a grape jelly stain on the floor of the clean room.
Which helped us uncover how the killer got in and out of it.
Uh-huh.
Now, Tanis Archer's really stepped up to the plate. She searched through the Computech personnel files for employees' blood types.
5 of them had the same type that was found in the mosquito. One of them was Warren Decker.
Decker? Who's Decker?
He was the second guard to the scene. Archer checked him out and discovered that he has a brother who works for DVC Insurance.
That's the company whose hard drives Marissa Seward was working to resurrect.
Sounds like you've got it pretty well wrapped up.
Well, not quite. We still need a way to prove that it was Decker. We thought maybe you'd have an idea or two.
Jesse, I'm fresh out.
What do you mean?
I don't want anything to do with police work right now. You know, all I can think about Steve. If I'd just given him a little more attention. But I was busy playing detective out finding magnetized screwdrivers. I gotta get back to Ward 2. See you later.
He did it again. Screwdrivers. A magnetized screwdriver.
Listen, Dad, you got a minute?
Sure.
Talk?
Yeah.
These, sessions, they got pretty rough, huh?
Yeah. But you know, they might do some good if we can just start talking.
I guess I said a few things that, you know...
Yeah,
Speak. It's easy, Reggie. Sorry about this, Dad.
Let's go. We gotta move.
I'm really sorry.
Hi. How's it going?
Fine.
A perfect day, huh? You're lucky your company has a patio like this. Take your breaks out in the open air, maybe get a little tan.
Do I know you?
Yeah, I'm Dr. Jesse Travis. You remember? I'm consulting with the police on Marissa Seward's murder.
I hope you find the guy that killed her, man. She was a good lady.
Peanut butter and grape jelly. That has got to be my all-time favorite sandwich.
This is tuna. Do you want half?
Oh, no. Thanks. Was that a mosquito bite?
Oh, I hadn't noticed. You want half of that, maybe?
I hate mosquitoes, but unfortunately, they love me. You know, if there's one within 100 miles from here, it finds me. And that bite just itches for days.
They don't bother me.
Did you know that police labs can actually recover blood from a mosquito?
Yeah?
Yeah. Like you're type O, right? If a mosquito bit you, the police lab would be able to get type O blood from its sac.
How do you know I'm type O?
Because I'm type O. I mean, you can always recognize somebody with the same blood type. It's a little trick they teach in medical school.
Is that right?
Well, that must have been pretty horrible finding Marissa Seward dead.
Pretty ugly. I never thought I'd be dealing with dead bodies working at a computer company, you know?
You know, it's a funny coincidence, though.
What?
Well, that Marissa Seward was working on the trashed hard drives from DBC Insurance.
I don't follow.
Well, your brother. He's a VP at DBC Insurance. I mean, he'd be in a lot of trouble if Marissa recovered the information from those drives.
My brother and I don't talk. I'm a major disappointment to him.
I know what that's like. My father and I were estranged for years, but then I was able to do something for him. Now we get along. Maybe it's like that with you and your brother.
Not a chance, man.
When I tell you, my father is a real clever guy. He would have figured out a way to wipe those drives clean without even thinking about it. He probably would have used a magnet, although it would have to be a high-powered one. Now, that would be pretty tough, smuggling it into the clean room. I mean, you couldn't just walk around with a big old magnet in a computer lab. People would have a fit.
I guess so, yeah.
Although I guess you could smuggle it in a lunch bucket. Though it'd have to be a plastic one, because if it were a metal one, like yours, it would become magnetized. Like that.
Guess what? You're still a disappointment to your brother.
I'm beginning to see why Steve likes working with you so much.
This is where Sykes lived before he got arrested. After he got out of prison, he came back here and used it as a base.
Reggie, the investigation into Marcia Abbey's disappearance must have started here. Kind of doubt you would have overlooked anything.
Well, you know what they say about good police work, huh? You always start back at the beginning.
Then where's Jack Sykes, partner? Because I don't see him. What's he hiding under here?
They're here. Come on.
Reggie. Hear that? Did you hear that? What, did Sykes hide your family in here, Reggie? What, has he got him in here?
Hear that? Did you hear that?
They're not here, Reggie.
Don't you hear that? Hear that? Listen.
What did I listen to you for? I betrayed my father for nothing.
What are you, deaf? Can't you hear that?
I don't hear anything, Reggie.
Wait. Listen. Just listen. Call me from over there.
Happy? Honey?
Did you hear that?
Hang on, baby.
Hang on, honey. 1 second. Almost there, honey. I told you I'd come back, honey. I told you I would. They're safe. Both of you safe.
did it, didn't I?
We always thought you did, Reggie. But there was no evidence.
We had to set you up, Reggie. Just take out the shooting, your sessions with Captain Newman all staged for your benefit. We even had to fool our closest friends.
You're a cop?
Playing the part.
Even the man Steve pretended to shoot.
You made it hard for us, Reggie. Pretty sharp guy. Everything had to be realistic.
Clinic's phony. Phone calls are all phony.
Well, the clinic exists. But our section of Ward 2, that was just for us.
The call we faked. We had to find a way to make you remember. Get your subconscious to let go.
So you realize you blocked it all out from grief and guilt.
How did it happen?
Got them in bed together, Steve. Marcia said she was going to leave me.
You did not know that Sykes was the other man.
He laughed at me. So I went for him. Marcia got in the way. So I pushed her. When I pushed her, she fell and she hit her head on the nightstand. Sykes pulled out a gun. We fought for it. And Abby ran into the room, and the gun went off, and he killed her. Killed my baby. Because I shot him, Stevie. And I shot him, and I shot him, and I shot him. I wish it were different.
I know, partner. I know.
I shot him.
We're gonna help you. Oh, you gotta be kidding. You actually do this stuff?
That's pretty out there, huh?
Your father'd roll over in his grave.
Oh, come on, Steve. This is new school. This isn't like the putting around you and Dad used to do.
Hey, it was motocross, and I thought that's what you were into.
Well, I am, but this sharpens your skills. It's good practice, you know? Besides, it gets you noticed. You know, a lot of sponsors watch this stuff, Steve.
Yep. Down and Dirty made Spleen their star.
Spleen?
This is him doing his famous radical rim jump. And that's why they call him Spleen.
Oh, why, because he's willing to scramble his brains harder than anybody else?
Willing to risk it, yeah. That's what made Down and Dirty such a hit, and that's what's going to make Down and Dirty 2 even bigger.
What, you mean there were survivors from the first one?
Oh, yeah, stick around, you'll see. Jake, let's go. I got a schedule to keep. A 1-week schedule.
Jake, I hope you didn't invite me out here just to watch you break your neck. You know, I promised your father I'd look out for you.
Steve, would you relax? You're gonna love this. Come on.
All right, boys, gather around. It's time to kick it off. Today, we start Down and Dirty 2, and we're gonna get sick and go big like no one's ever seen before. Am I right, Spade? I love you, bro! All right, Spade. Yeah, we're going bigger, louder, and faster. You guys up for it? Yeah!
Whoa, 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 whoa! You're gonna have to get a few things straight up front first.
Oh? Who's we?
Us. The guys who put their asses on the line and make you big bucks.
The guys you promised a contract.
We don't see any contracts here, Kyle.
Come on, you guys, we've been through this. Everything I've got is tied up and down and dirty, too. Now, I told you, when the new video comes out, you'll all be taken care of.
We want it in writing. Look, either we all get a share of the profits this time, or nobody rides. It's that simple.
There won't be any down and dirty, too.
Oh, is that right? Spleen, what do you got to say about that?
Yeah, what's it gonna be, Spleen? You gonna hang with us on this one?
Can't help you, bro. Looks like I got a date with Devil's Drop.
All right, then, Spleen. Good buddy. Be my guest. You know, Kyle, Spleen might give you something to film, dude, but let me ask you something. What you gonna film it with?
You idiots think that ends it? Then I'll just quit. Let me tell you something. With or without you guys, I'm making down and dirty, too. I've got Spleen, I'll get others. Now I'm warning you, stay out of my way, because no one's gonna stop me. You got that? Nobody!
I'm worried about Jake taking unnecessary risks, so I asked Steve to stick close.
Maybe it's Steve you should be worried about.
We should have bought an ambulance.
Hey, you said to stay close to him.
Well, I didn't mean that close.
Look at that, he makes it almost look easy.
Yeah, don't kid yourself, Tess. It isn't.
Now, do you think I could learn that?
Why don't you just climb up there and throw yourself off? It'd be the same sensation.
Hey, Sheila, what's up?
Clean, as usual. What else is new?
Sheila, say to a little buddy of mine. This is Steve Sloan.
Hey, Sheila?
Nice to meet you.
Sheila owns the Fifth Gear Grill where we all hang out. Used to be one of the top women motocrossers.
If I misspent you. Now I just like to hang around with Spleen. Watch the action.
Well, it looks like there's going to be plenty to watch.
Maybe too much. Spleen's having him build the jump too radical. He's already calling it Devil's Drop.
Yeah, well, he's got to outdo the last one. He called that one Radical Rim.
He came out of that one all right?
Not exactly.
And he was in top form that day. Today he seems edgy. Kinda, I don't know, funny.
You can tell when Spleen's acting funny?
I'm just worried about him, that's all. Hate to see him try something like that on an off day.
Hey, babe. What's up? Jiggity Jake, you T-bone steak. You rock, bro. What did you do, man? This thing is so plush. I just soaked up some sick landings like they were nothing.
Yeah, I figured you'd like it. Check it out. I put shorter pull rods on the linkage, make it more progressive. And then I used a 5.6 spring and a real nice heavy-duty bottom-out bumper on the shock.
Bottom-out bumper, right. Cool.
They work okay?
Dude, totally trick. See why no one else touches a Spleen machine? Bro, you gotta check this sweet jump we're making, dude. Let's go, man.
Give me a hand, will you?
Listen, baby, you know me, and I never tell you how to ride, but I don't like the looks of that jump. You sure it's not a little out of control?
Babe, you know my middle name's out of control. That's what got me here, remember? Besides, if there's no blood in the picture, it's no good, right? Let's go, Jake. Let's shake it. Wow!
You sure you want to do this, Jake? When all the other riders backed out.
Only because they got greedy. I'm not doing this for the money, Steve. I need this.
It just seems like a strange way to get sponsors for racing.
Well, maybe it might be the only shot I get. The only way I can afford to race. You know how it is.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I tried. Just try and be careful, will you?
Careful doesn't make video stars, though.
Jake.
Steve, would you relax? I know what I'm doing.
It's just what I need. Casey, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Oh, same as you. I figured if you could make a hit video, anybody could. Ready, guys?
Oh, wait a minute. What do you mean, ready guys? Those happen to be my guys, and if they ride for anybody, it'll be me. This is my video, sweetheart.
Yes. And this happens to be a free country, Kyle. And this is public land, so I can shoot anything I want.
Well, you won't shoot them. They won't give you a release, honey.
Well, now, Kyle, it's not exactly true.
Yeah, because you know what? She's got something you don't.
You signed a contract with her?
Hey, what can I tell you, bro? You had your shot.
And now I got mine, and I'm taking it. You know, Kyle, living with you, I may have learned how to produce videos, but I also learned how not to produce them. I signed my writers up front, and I own the video rights to anything they do.
Oh, and what is it exactly that you expect them to do? Anything like that? Anything even close? Hey, go ahead, Casey. I wish you all the luck in the world. But I've got something you don't. I've got what sells. I've got spleen.
Yeah! Wow! I rock, bros! Yeah! Woo!
Oh, Celine, just in time. I've got one little contract left. What do you say? Last chance.
It's like I told you before, babe. I don't do contracts.
Hey, I had to try. Are you sure you're up for this? I mean, you look a little shaky to me, Spleen.
I've never felt better in my life. You should feel so good. Woo! What's up, bros?
What's up, Spleen? What's going on?
So what's it gonna be, boys? A little follow the leader? King of the hill? Huh?
You're out of your head, man.
All right, chicken boy. You guys do what you gotta do. The spleen man's gotta ride. See ya, wouldn't wanna be ya. Looks like it's time to take a hop over Devil's Drop.
What about you, Jake?
I'm up for it.
Yeah! Ah, that's my boy! That's why I love you, brah! You freaking rock! Let's do it!
He's really gonna do it, isn't he?
Please, God, let me get this shot.
Is that shot really worth the risk, Kyle?
It's his choice. Probably couldn't stop him even if I wanted to. Don't worry, Doc, this is gonna be awesome.
But I'm afraid of. Got it. My God, I got it.
Call an ambulance, now! Please!
Jesse?
His neck is broken. He's dead.
been some crash. He suffered massive head trauma along with fractures to C2 and C3, which severed his spinal cord. I'll have to conduct a full autopsy to determine what other injuries he incurred. But those alone should have been enough to kill him. I'll also do a routine tox screen.
You know what's odd? Considering the amount of injury he inflicted on his body, that he doesn't have more scars and more evidence of serious injuries.
Well, he's dead at 21. Doesn't that say it all?
Yeah. If not, this might. Look at that. Helmet shouldn't split apart like that on impact.
Well, do you think it was sabotage?
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Look at this section where I took the lining out.
Looks like it was scored or cut slightly.
Well, with the lining replaced, maybe he never noticed.
But it was guaranteed to fail him when he needed it the most.
It's not all that failed him. This is the axle of the spleen's bike. It's made of titanium. It was sawed halfway through.
Must have snapped when he landed.
And that caused him to lose control.
Devils dropped it and killed Spleen. He was murdered.
God, I can't believe it.
I'm beginning to think he was indestructible.
Somebody went to great lengths to prove you're wrong.
I'm gonna have to question everybody that had access to Spleen's bike.
That's dozens of people. You saw how loose things were down there.
I'm also shutting down your little production for the time being.
You can't do that.
Watch me.
Well, you know, it's in your best interest, Kyle, to find out what happened before somebody else gets hurt.
Yeah, I have backers, investors, and these people want to see results soon. You know, if I don't show them some raw footage by the end of the week, they'll take their business elsewhere. I'll lose everything.
Your compassion is overwhelming, Kyle.
I thought Spleen was your friend, Kyle. Don't you want to know what happened to him?
Look, I feel bad about Spleen. I like the guy, I did, but he knew the risks. You know, it's not like he didn't know it could happen.
I doubt he considered sabotage one of the risks.
And I'm sure you're right. Steve can handle that. But in the meantime, you don't have the authority to shut me down, and you know it. Now, there's no law against the guy setting up his camera and taking a few candid shots. And there's also no law against the guy going out and trying a few new stunts. Right, Jake?
Forget it, Jake.
Hey, Steve, I'd say it's up to him. Think about it, Jake.
You are not actually thinking about that, are you?
Ah, come on, Jake. This is a murder we're talking about, not just some dumb video.
Hey, look, Steve, I don't like taking advantage of Spleen to death. I mean, he was my friend, but I know what he would have said to me.
Yeah, I know. Go for it. But Jake, Spleen was crazy.
Steve, he landed that jump. You were there. You saw it. If somebody hadn't messed with his bike, he would have made it. And I can, too.
For what, Jake? It's not worth it. You've got nothing to prove.
Steve, landing that jump on Kyle's new video could be the chance I've been waiting for. Look, don't ask me to just let it slip away.
Jake, I know this is important to you. Please take a little time to think about it. Let Steve work on the case. See what he can find out. Not asking too much, is it?
I guess not, but you heard what Kyle said, Steve. I can't wait too long.
Well, I guess that's something. Do I want to know what you're thinking?
Probably not. I wish I weren't thinking it.
Go ahead.
Spleen's death gave Jake his first big chance. Jake's the only one who ever worked on Spleen's bike. I hate to say it, but it sounds like opportunity and motive to me.
You're right. I don't want to hear it. Especially since you've got a point.
Kyle. Hello? ahead, Doc. Fire it up. It'll go a lot faster.
Hi, Carl. I couldn't resist it. I just...
Hey, don't apologize. That's why my videos sell so well.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Is there something I can do for you, Doc?
Well, Kyle, I was thinking maybe I'd like to learn a little bit more about spleen. Maybe it'd help me understand Jake's point of view a little better.
I'm kind of busy here, Doc.
5 minutes?
Well, I guess we could talk while I work.
Good. Great. Look at this. Wow, must eat up the memory, huh?
You into computers, Doc?
Oh, I mess around with them a little bit. Virtual diagnoses, the web, internet, you know, that kind of thing. But it's just a hobby with me. Practically got a movie studio in here. Sound, editing, computer animation, you got it all. Oh, this is incredible.
If I could ride a bike like Spleen, I'd be totally self-sufficient. But unfortunately, I don't do my own stunts. Check this out. I call this one Getting Spleen.
He must have got that nickname because those jumps cost him an organ or two. So this is what makes Down and Dirty so popular, huh?
Hey, the agony of defeat is a lot more fun to watch than the thrill of victory.
You know, Kyle, I'm not so sure Jake's that durable.
Doc, I'm not going to tell Jake not to do that jump. I'm sure it would help me out a lot, but fact is, it's his choice.
I know. You know, I learned a long, long time ago that if you want somebody to ignore their common sense, just tell them to use it.
You talking about Jake or Steve?
Oh, both of them.
Look, don't worry about Jake. He's a good kid. No one's going to sabotage his gear.
Somebody sure did have it in for Spleen, though, didn't they?
I don't know. Spleen was Spleen. You know, after Down and Dirty came out, I heard all this talk about rights and releases and contracts. Spleen, all he wanted to do was ride. I guess a lot of people hated him just for that.
I gotta admit, he's fun to watch. Sure was a one of a kind, wasn't he? When he did cry.
Tell you what, Doc. Compliments of your visit to the Kyle Studio Complex and back.
Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it.
Happy to give you a new headline. But I sure got the rest of that fat stuff on there. Down and Dirty 2, the most successful video ever. And you guys can too. I've still got a few days left. Now we can do this for Spleen. Now you guys don't want to miss out on that chance, do you?
Thanks, but no thanks, Kyle. I think we're gonna stay here and take our chances with Casey.
Hey, you still got me, Kyle. I'm ready when you are.
Steve, what are you doing?
It's my job, Jake.
Your job? Why don't you just ask? What do you expect to find in there anyway?
I don't expect to find anything, Jake.
Then why are you looking?
Jake, I can't just ignore the fact that so far you had the best opportunity and motive to kill Spleen.
Me? Oh, Steve, how could you think that
I don't, Jake. But I still had to check. You know that. I hope you understand.
You know what, Steve? I don't have anything to hide from you. You want to check? Go ahead. Check.
Jake. Hey, Jake. Listen, buddy, I'm sorry. I didn't...
Hey, look, it's Movie Star. Maybe get an autograph. Hey, Movie Star. Oh, what's the matter? Did Kyle break his camera? Did he run out of film?
Hey, if Jake's near a bike, there must be a camera somewhere.
How's my hair?
Oh, Jake, let me be your stunt double.
Yeah, that's very funny, guys. Look, I don't care if you guys ride or not. That's up to you. But I don't have sponsors. I don't have any factory support. And riding in Kyle's video could be my ticket. Yeah, just like it was for Spleen, right? Dude, give it up. You're dreaming.
You don't need this, Jake. Let's get out of here.
No, wait. Jake's got to face facts sooner or later. Maybe fast, yeah. When it comes to getting radical, it's not even in Spleen's league, man.
You saw him ride the other day. He tried anything even close to what Spleen was doing?
No, that doesn't mean I can't. Yeah, whatever, dude. The camera ready, Kyle?
Always.
Good. Turn it on. I'm doing Devil's Drop right now.
Jake.
Jake! Get an ambulance, Kyle!
Well, Superman, welcome back to Earth. How you feeling?
Oh, my head hurts. And my back hurts.
Yeah, well, that kind of makes sense. You got a mild concussion and some bruised vertebrae. But it's not really as bad as it sounds. You're going to be okay with a little rest. All in all, I'd say you're pretty lucky.
This was nothing. I know guys been racked up a lot worse on jumps half as big.
Oh, yeah. Well, you won't be jumping anything bigger than a bedpan for a while, so consider yourself out of commission. Doctor's orders.
Hey, Jess. Can I have a minute?
Yeah. Jake, I'll be back in a little while, so if you need anything, just buzz the nurse.
All right, thanks, Jess.
Thanks. Well, you don't look too bad for someone who fell out of the sky like a rock.
I'm fine. Just a little sore. Look, I know what you're gonna say, Steve.
About how stupid that was? Yeah, you'll get that lecture later. Right now, we got other problems.
What do you mean?
I just heard from forensics. They matched up the titanium filings in the teeth on your hacksaw to the markings on Spleen's axle, which makes you the prime suspect in Spleen's murder.
Oh, so now you do think I killed him?
No, Jake, I don't. I never did. I was trying to tell you that when you rode off and almost killed yourself. But it's going to take more than my faith in you to clear you.
Steve, my van is parked outside of Sheila's place all the time. Any one of the riders could have stolen my hacksaw and then put it back. And they all had a motive. They all hated that we were willing to ride for Kyle.
Yeah, I know. I'll look into it. I'll also talk to Kyle. Maybe he can help. You just stay put and take it easy. Let me work on this. You are lucky to be alive. You know that? Hope you learned your lesson.
Yeah, I did. I need a longer approach. Next time I'll hit that ramp a good 10 miles an hour faster.
You are sick, buddy. You know that? You are very sick.
Hey, Steve. Thanks for helping me.
Don't worry, everything's gonna be okay.
You mean he didn't die of head trauma and a broken neck?
No, he definitely did.
Oh, Steve, good timing. You gotta hear this.
What have you got?
I don't know yet.
Well, something interesting showed up in Spleen's talk screen. There were traces of methamphetamine in his system.
Oh, looks like Spleen was addicted to more than one kind of speed.
You think he was on speed when he made the jump?
No, but there were indications that he was going through withdrawal at the time of his death. I'd say he had a very bad habit.
And he decides to go cold turkey right before his big jump. That doesn't make sense.
No, not if it was his choice. But you know, going cold turkey from a really serious addiction like that can cause really bad physical and psychological effects. Now, Spleen would have been crazy to do while he was riding.
Have you ever seen his videos? The man was crazy.
Well, not that crazy, I'm not so sure.
You got a minute, Kyle?
Hey, Steve, sure.
Jake may be in trouble. We've turned up some evidence that implicates him in Spleen's murder.
Jake? You don't think that he would?
No, I don't. But I'm going to need some help to find out who else might have had a motive before they decide they've got enough to charge him.
What do they got so far?
Well, it looks like Jake's hacksaw was used to sabotage Spleen's bike. Jake says his van's always parked outside of Sheila's, and anybody could have broken into it.
That's true. All the riders hang out there. And you know how they all felt about Spleen.
Guess I'm going to have to talk to all of them.
Of course, then there's Sheila, too.
Sheila? Why would she? I thought she and Spleen were lovers.
They were. But you know Spleen, he also had a thing going with Casey. Well, that might give Sheila a motive, huh?
Maybe. Might give you one, too.
Hey, Casey and I are history. And if we weren't, why would I tell you any of this?
Do you know Spleen was using drugs? That he was on speed?
No, I didn't. I can't say it surprises me, though. I don't think it would surprise anyone that was around Spleen much. Of course, it might explain his thing with Casey, then.
Oh, how so?
Casey's a speed freak, too. I mean, she used to deal. She's been busted more than once. You ought to check that out.
Oh, I'll do that.
You know, Casey knew she couldn't compete with me as long as I had Spleen. Maybe she did it to even things up.
She really strike you as that ambitious?
Hey, that's why I loved her. She was just like me.
I don't see what I have to do with any of this. Well, as medical examiner, it's my responsibility to determine the cause of death. Now, in order to do that, I need more information.
I still don't know why I'm here. I mean, it's not like I was on the bike with him or anything.
But you both shared an addiction.
Who told you that, Sheila?
No, I have a copy of your police record here.
All right, so I was a user. But I'm clean now, okay? I quit. And since Spleen used my supply, he had to quit too. He had no choice.
So you cut him off?
It was for his own good.
But it really wouldn't hurt you either, would it? I mean, with Spleen going through withdrawal, he couldn't very well perform in Kyle's video, could he?
That had nothing to do with it.
So you're saying this is a coincidence that Spleen was suffering from the debilitating effects of a methamphetamine withdrawal? That on that very day he decided to perform the most dangerous stunt of his life?
I'm not saying anything.
Of course, you couldn't be sure going cold turkey would stop Spleen. Therefore, you possibly decided to sabotage his helmet and his bike.
That's ridiculous. Look, Dr. Bentley, I cared about Spleen. I really did. And I wouldn't do anything to hurt him. Why don't you try talking to Sheila?
Why Sheila?
Because she found out about us. Because she found out that Spleen was helping himself to the till at the 5th gear to support his habit. Now, I'd say that's a reason.
Sheila? Sheila, it's Steve Sloan. I need to talk to you. Get Sloan here. I need an ambulance right away at the 5th Gear Bar and Grill on Central. Right.
look at him. He came up behind me and clobbered me just as I turned.
No, you better ride in with the guys, get checked out. Could have a concussion.
The way my luck's been running. Could have been worse. Do you know what he took?
No? You have any idea what he might have been looking for in Spleen's things?
But if he thought he was gonna find anything back there, the joke's on him.
Why is that?
Because anything he really valued, like drugs, he kept up there. The gas tank.
Listen, Sheila, I'm gonna have to ask you a few questions about Spleen. It may not be too pleasant for you, but Jake Hallman could be in real trouble, and I need help.
Well, then I'll help you. Did I know Spleen was doing Casey? Yes. He was using her for drugs. Did I know he was stealing from me to pay for those drugs? Yes, again. But I loved him anyway. That was just him. I knew that from the start. I just forgave him. I don't know, I guess deep down somewhere I knew Spleen wasn't going to be around very long. So I took the good with the bad. So if you're wondering if I'm the one that killed him, answer is no. I loved every minute with him.
All right. Thanks for your help, Sheila. You better get to the hospital. All right, guys, go ahead.
Look at that, look. Oh, see, now that's a double fracture of the fibula right there.
It's a femur, I'd say.
There goes a collarbone. Boy, it doesn't take much for a collarbone. Oh, hyperextended knee.
Separated shoulder. Dislocated at least.
What's this guy made out of Play-Doh?
Like Jell-O at this point.
Now you know why they call him Spleen.
And this guy was walking around right up until the time he was killed?
It's incredible, isn't it? You know, what amazes me, he never seemed to suffer any serious injuries from all those crashes. Just don't get it. Second.
What is it, Mark? What do you see?
I'm not quite sure. But it's in there. I know it is.
Hi, guys. Look who just rose from the dead.
Hey, Jake, how you feeling?
Oh, better now that I'm out.
You still want to take it easy for a while. That back's pretty unstable. You don't want to do permanent damage.
Yeah, Jesse made that real clear before he agreed to release me.
Take a look at this. Spleen had it hidden at Sheila's place.
What, Mark?
It's a contract between Kyle and Spleen. We're going to give Spleen 70% of everything he made on Down and Dirty 2.
Well, I thought Spleen wasn't interested in contracts or money.
Why would Kyle agree to a 70-30 split?
Well, I sure don't think Kyle would have given Spleen 70% out of the goodness of his heart.
This contract proves that Spleen had something on Kyle. And it's right here. Radical Rim.
I recognize the jump, so what am I really looking at?
The killer. Only problem now is how to catch him. I think I know how. Jake, is your bike still in Steve's truck?
Yeah, why?
Good. Jesse, you can run a camcorder, can't you?
Yeah, why?
Then we are all set.
Hi, Kyle. Have I got just a minute?
Sloan. Hey, Jake. I was just editing in some of that footage of your crash. It's gonna be great.
I'm sure it will be.
You know, my editing equipment isn't as good as yours, but then I don't have your financial backing.
Can we make this quick, Doc?
I was so inspired when I was here the other day, Kyle, that I made a video of my own.
You did. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you give me some feedback on how good it is.
Just take a minute, Kyle.
Hey, you should check it out, Kyle. It's pretty cool.
Okay, let's have a look. your stuff doesn't look very realistic.
Well, it'd be a lot better in the hands of a professional, you know, with top-flight equipment.
Somebody like you.
Sorry, I'm all booked up.
You know, Spleen should have got his nickname from organs he lost, but he didn't. The fact is, he was in pretty good shape. That's because those pictures that look impossible were, Kyle. They were digitally enhanced.
And Spleen found out, didn't he? That's why you gave him a 70-30 contract. This contract.
Thanks, I have a copy.
But this is what you were after when you broke into Sheila's.
Hey, Spleen was a star, and he was worth every percentage point. And all the shots in those videos are, as my publicist would put it, bone-crunchingly real.
You know, Kyle, I would believe you, except you made one little mistake. Now, these are some stills I made directly from your video. Now, this is Spleen going off Radical Rim. Now, if you notice that the sun is coming from the southwest, but the shadow on his helmet there, coming from the northeast.
Not very realistic, Kyle. Where's Evel Knievel when you really need him?
Yeah. My friend died trying to outdo some stunt you fake. Hell, you could have killed me too, you son of a...
I see,
Jake! Get go!
Jake, don't! You're back! Jake! Dad, come on, let's rock. If he crashes...
Don't try it, Kyle. You know what'll happen. So what's it gonna be, Kyle? You got the guts?
Sorry to disappoint you, Jake. I don't do my own stunts. Okay, now where do you guys see this?
Well, what are you guys watching?
Oh, just the most radical video of the year. Shot it myself with the new Spleen.
Oh? Who's the new Spleen?
Yeah, you'll see.
Now, is that the new Spleen?
Planning on selling this video or giving it away?
Wow, what a rush.
Dad?
Jake wanted me to be in his new Extreme video.
Extreme as in extremely slow or extremely dull?
Listen, for me getting on that thing and starting the engine is an extreme sport. But you guys haven't seen anything yet. Wait till Jake and I get this footage on the special effects computer, right, Jake?
Yep. We're thinking about calling it Down and Dirty Dr. Darren.
All right.
Created a monster.
tới không?
Vậy là bức tranh của mình đã hoàn thành xong rồi, các bạn đã xem. Hello, xin chào các bạn, mình là bức tranh các bạn xem.